Go ahead, Kelly.
I'm not sure what the final number, it might have been almost 200 passes that Drake may have thrown without an interception before you picked him up. What did you see on that play? And were you surprised the ball was there? I think it was kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Shout out to my D-line, of course. I felt like he couldn't step all the way into his throw, and affecting the quarterback was what led to him throwing the ball right to me.
But Ken and John.
About that play, it looked like you had downs kind of in the flat and you dropped off. Were you expecting him to throw it, deeper than like he wasn't going to go to downs, or?
So technically Downs was not my man, and in that particular time I was just vacating the space, and when I seen the quarterback look, I drove straight to Josh Downs.
Okay, go ahead, John.
When you guys, Coach Key talked a lot about the plan that you guys had, the game plan. Were there things on film that you guys saw that you felt like you could do against them that to slow them down that other teams had not, because they've clearly been very successful this season on offense?
Just studying their tendencies. We're real big on preparation. We knew his top targets, and we did whatever we could to eliminate those and make other guys beat us.
What was the game plan as far as Josh Downs goes? Because he had 37 catches in his last 3 games, and for most of the night he was held with 2 catches. I think he finished with 3, but it seemed like you guys were able to just completely take him out of the equation for the most part.
Me and KJ Wallace, we have guys on the scout team who are able to, in some way, shape, or form, replicate what Josh Downs does. So, shout out to those guys. They helped us prepare all week. Coach Thacker gave us an excellent game plan to shut him down by putting myself and KJ Wallace on him, and we were able to execute at the highest level.
Kelly?
You guys got 6 sacks, but a lot of it also was the D-line, but it was also the coverage down the field. You guys defending it. I guess it seemed like you guys locked in. It was 17-0 at one point. You could have kind of folded up. Why were you guys still locked in, and what made you so successful in the second half?
We preach put the ball down. No matter the circumstance, no matter the scoreboard, we don't look at the scoreboard. We just go out there and try and win each play. We take everything one play at a time. You do good on one play, then you do good on another one, then you win the drive. You put a couple good drives together, good things happen.
In the red zone.
Go ahead, Ken, then Jonathan.
Can you put in a word what this feels like to pull off a win like this?
It feels amazing. We're blessed to be in the situation we're in. I felt like everybody kind of wrote us off. Drake made Heisman, Josh Downs, all of that. It was just good to go out there and have fun with my teammates. I feel like we play our best when we're having fun, and we were able to execute once again at the highest level, and God bless us and allow us to come out on top.
Okay, Jonathan.
Yeah, I was going to ask, you guys opened up, obviously, first play, 80-yard touchdown. What did that kind of do to the sidelines? Did you kind of bunker down on things, or kind of talk a little bit about your reaction on that play?
We didn't react at all, honestly. We don't budge no matter what happens. Like I said, we just put the ball down. We knew what they got us on. We went over, Coach Stack adjusted some things, and then we went out and executed the rest of the game.
Patrick.
Biggest win of the year?
We take all games the same. All games the same.
Over here.
What was maybe the 1 or 2 keys in the red zone tonight? Because there were a lot of sustained drives for North Carolina where they get deep in the red zone, where you guys were able to stand tall for the most part.
Honestly, just bend but don't break. If a team can get all the way down there and come out with 3 points, we're satisfied with that. But no points at all, that's even better. Everything from, like I said, the D-line to the linebackers to the secondary, everybody did their job. Everything came out hand in hand, and we were able to get off the field.
Ken?
The 4th and 11, Josh looks like he got some space on you, and he was able to bring it. What was your perspective of that play as it unfolded? Because it looked like he was going to have a chance to score.
He was in the backfield, actually. So my responsibility when KJ went down was to guard Josh Downs wherever he was at. He's a real wiggly guy, and he was able to get open. Luckily he dropped the ball.
What did you feel at that moment, if you remember?
Just in the heat of the moment, I was disappointed in myself for letting him get that open, but I was thankful that he dropped the ball.
Okay, we'll wrap up with Gabriel and then Kelly.
You guys are so resilient. What is it about Coach Key that's really helped just instill that?
Just the messages that he preached. He's so impactful to us. He loves us and we love him. So the same way we play for each other as teammates, we play for him as him being our coach.
You've done a little bit of this funky situation. team. And Derek goes down, and Rod Shelley had to come in and play his first snaps in his career. You guys had a long time out there. Did you talk to him? Kind of. And he also made the heads-up play on the punt. When he filled the punt. Can you talk a little bit about him, because he's a guy that most people don't know about?
Expect to see him more. Just like CP Lee, Rodney Shelley's been preparing for these moments. Since he first got here. He was able to go out there and get his feet wet. With the game plan Coach Thacker had, myself, Rodney, and DA were rotating and switching who was where, and it worked out for the better.
Anything else from Miles? Ken, one last one.
Obviously, fans are always wondering who should be the head coach. Do you have any thoughts about that?
I trust the AD to make the correct decision.
Awesome. Thanks, Miles.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Do you need to move that mic over to him? You good? You're good? Okay. Okay. From right down the road here, what'd you say, 20 minutes away?
Yeah, about 20.
Garner, North Carolina. We've got Keion White. We'll go ahead and open it right up for questions for Keion. Kelly?
It was a heck of a homecoming for you. Were you extra fired up playing back here in the Carolinas, or just it was a great game? I mean, how did it transpire for you?
For sure. Going into this game, I think I probably had 80 tickets and 80 people in the stands. But other than that, I was just thinking about me being in high school, coming as a recruit to one of the UNC games, and they offering me a preferred walk-on spot. So that on the back of my head, I know it's a different coaching staff, but things like that stick with me. So just being an under-recruited kid, none of the Carolina schools really wanted me, and then coming back and playing against them really meant something a lot for me.
Jonathan?
You had the 3 sacks, and Coach Key talked a lot about kind of the plan. Can you walk us through kind of what you guys saw on film that kind of led you kind of to how you were playing on the defensive line and gave you those 3 sacks a little bit?
All credit to Drake May. He's a hell of a quarterback. So we knew he liked to scramble out the pocket, and they ran scramble drill well. So our plan as a D-line was to do a little bit more power moves and compress that pocket, so he didn't really have a lot of places to go and make him under distress. And I feel like we executed that really well.
Next for Keion. Ken, did you have something?
Yeah. How when you say compress the pocket as opposed to playing in a different style, how does that work, and what do you have to do? You mentioned the power was what do you have to do to make that happen?
So us, it was all power moves. So if you watch the tape, there's a lot of bull rushes coming from me. Other games, when you're not so worried about the quarterback's feet and his ability to scramble, you're doing a little bit more speed to power and speed moves. But just powering and compressing that pocket was our main focus.
Kelly?
I thought one of the bigger plays of the game was actually basically knocked away a screen pass to the running back on the switch. They had it pretty well set up. If he had got the ball, he would have had a nice game. Can you just talk about a little bit about you guys doing the zone blitzes and the things where you're covering backs and stuff? I know it's been kind of mixed result. That's the hardest matchup in football, but can you talk a little bit about coverage and how that works?
Man, so the play we had, it was a design play where I would have the back if he would release. And all I was thinking it was just not let what happened to Florida State happen again. So so I was just cover the back, cover the best of my ability, and I made the play.
Patrick?
Keion, in the second half, you guys really clamped down on him. Did you do anything fundamentally different? There was a lot of line shifts. I know your exuberance was growing. Was there something fundamentally different second half, first half?
Not really. So we kind of came out flat to begin with, and we weren't fitting the way we were supposed to, and we kind of had to get back to our roots and hunker down and realize the game is a lot smaller than we made it out to be. And once we did that, we really started playing the defense that I knew we could play.
Right here.
Second time in as many tries this year that y'all have gone on the road and a ranked team. And obviously tonight it was a 17-point deficit y'all were working back from. What do you think it says about your group that even when things aren't really going your way early on, that you're able to stay focused and stick to your plan?
I got to give all credit to first Coach Key and Coach Thacker. So what they instill in us is play the next play. And it doesn't matter who you're playing against. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You just got to play the next play, and you got to fight. And that's what we did tonight.
Anything else? Gabriel?
How much fun was that game just to be a part of, knowing the stakes and now knowing that you ended any shot they had at making the CFP?
man, it was fun. So I don't know if like anybody really watches like me play. If I make a play, I get up and just walk back to the sideline. I'm not too excited about anything, never too low, never too high. But tonight I was in it. It was a lot of fun playing back home and just getting the win.
Anything else, Ken, if you want to wrap us up with Keion?
You touched on it, but can you describe just how this team has changed since Coach Key became the interim?
Being an offensive line coach, he definitely instills a more physical feel of the whole team. And it's going to be a dogfight. If we have to scratch, claw, bite our way out, we're going to do it. And that's what I feel like he brings to the table. Hell of a, I like, that's my guy. So, like, he just brings a different energy to the table.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Keion.
Thank you.
I just told you I was going to wait for you, and then I didn't. All right. Now we'll go ahead and get started. On everybody's left, we have quarterback Zach Gibson. On everybody's right, we have quarterback Taisun Phommachanh, and we'll open it right up for questions for the two signal callers. Go ahead, Kelly.
I'll ask the question in the room. How did the plan for both of y'all to play come in, and kind of how did the coaches kind of explain what the plan was going into the game?
We knew that we knew it was going to be certain situations for our play design that Zach wanted to be in. Same thing with me. As y'all saw with the QB run game, just getting an extra blocker. They thought that, yeah, man, it's all depend on the play design. So
yeah, and it was just a feel. I mean, back and forth, we were going all week, interchanging, in practice, and I mean, we were comfortable with it. The team was comfortable with it, and I mean, it worked tonight. I mean, it's not very often that you see two quarterback systems work, but I mean, we executed our game plan to a T. We held the clock the way that we wanted to, and we ran the ball effectively, and that set up the passing game. So, I mean, yeah, I'm just really proud of the guys, really proud of Taisun. He stepped up and played his balls off tonight. So, yeah.
Just an expression, right, Taisun?
Yeah.
Just an expression.
Hey, he was running hard though. I mean, he had some tough runs, man. He had some tough runs.
With that, you guys had kind of a slow start, but you kind of got that touchdown right before the half, and then things seemed to kind of go. Was this a case of were there adjustments that you guys made, confidence, or was it just your game plan starting to work? Talk a little bit about what changed and what kind of happened kind of after that.
I mean, I think kind of on the sideline, we knew that we had to kind of get things going. They got an explosive offense on that side, and defense, they played their game tonight, man. They played outstanding on that side of the ball. I mean, that's an explosive offense that we played against tonight. And, as the offense, the game plan was just trying to keep them off the field. As the game started going on, we started getting in a rhythm more and more, and, just having a feel for, inserting me or Taisun in the game. And, I mean, that's really all I got.
yeah, like he said, man, defense, man, I got to shout out the defense real quick, man. They held it down tonight. When we needed them big plays, they came in and made them. So, like he said, our plan was to keep their offense off the field. We know they got an explosive offense, so we took our time, man. We executed the plan, and we came out with the victory, so it was a good one.
Go ahead, Ken.
Can you describe a little bit about what the first half of the week was like? Obviously, Jeff leaves and you find out that Zach's out. Kind of how did, I don't know whether it was Coach Long or Coach Wunke and you guys, how did you kind of circle the wagons and figure out how to get out of it?
So we knew Jeff was out, like you said. We knew Zach was out. So we knew me and Gibby, we had to step up, man. So we had to talk, you know what I'm saying? And we said, like, let's really lock in this week, like, you know what I'm saying? Because the team is looking at us. There's nobody else. So
Yeah.
we had to take it upon ourselves, man, put in some extra work this week and just really get that game plan down to a T, man. The coaches did a good job putting us in the right situation. So it went well, man.
Patrick.
Zach, tell us about that big play to Hassan Hall out and flat on the last possession.
Well, I saw that they were sending the house, and I mean, at first I knew that either Hassan was going to be my answer or Malachi coming underneath was going to be my answer. And right as I snapped the ball, you can kind of see the safety. He hesitated in covering Hassan. And once I saw Hassan kind of out-leverage him a little bit, I just wanted to put some air on it and let him go run underneath it. And I mean, thank God that he stayed in bounds. So, I mean, it was just a great play by him to keep his balance, get that first down. And, I mean, that was a crucial time in the game. I think we were in a 4-minute mode, so we were trying to hold the clock. And I mean, that was big. That was big time from 3 for sure.
Right here.
Zach, it seemed like UNC never really had a prolonged stretch where they could ever really figure out what y'all were doing, and y'all had 187 passing yards and 186 rushing yards and converted half your third down attempts. How much did that balance help you guys tonight, and did you feel like you were almost always just a step ahead of their defense in terms of knowing what was coming next?
Yeah, I mean, game planning all week, we kind of felt like we were going to match up pretty well with these guys, it was just, the coaches did a great job putting us in positions and telling us, where we need to go with the ball in certain situations. And, I mean, for me, it was just about making the throws, and keeping us in phase and staying ahead of the sticks. And I felt like I did a good job of that tonight. Obviously, the O-line and the running backs and the receivers, perimeter blocking down the field. I mean, couldn't have asked for it. We go back and watch the tape tomorrow. I mean, couldn't have asked for, a better job from, you can't get a better. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I'm so happy, man. I don't know what I'm saying right now.
Wait, man, you got a reason to be happy, man. Like he said, man, coach, because we had certain looks by the defense that we wanted, and right before the half, Zach made this check, man, and I think that would Zach made this check, man, and it was the one of Hassan, the little anchor out the backfield, man. That's check of the year, so man, that really, I think that sparked us right there, man, going into halftime. So
yeah, and then going into halftime, when we got into halftime, we were just talking about it just takes one play. You look at Miles' interception when they were going down, driving in the red zone. That was huge. That was huge, and I mean, it's a blessing, man, to be in this position. Hopefully we put ourselves in a position to go to a bowl game. So, I mean, the balance, we just got to keep that going and, stay effective on both, through the air and through the ground.
Gabriel.
There's been a lot of tough moments for you guys this year, but it just seemed you're so resilient and you just seem to have such a good vibe. And, I mean, where does that come from? Like, how did this identity form?
Coaches.
Yeah, man, and start with Coach Key, man. He did a great job as an intern, man, just stepping in and playing that role. So he set the tone first day, man, when we found out what was going on, and ever since then, man, he rallied the troops, man. So shout out to Coach Key for just being about the team, being about Georgia Tech, man.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing, from us in the quarterback room, Coach Winkie, he always talks about like never getting too high, never getting too low, just staying level, man. I feel like that reflected, tonight with the team. I mean, when we went down by 10 points, or what was it?
17.
17, my fault, 17. We didn't flinch at all. We didn't flinch at all. Like, we knew what it was. We just took it one play at a time and, bounced back. We got that 95-yard drive and ended up scoring a touchdown right before half. And that kind of gave us the energy, going into halftime, all right, we get one stop, go out there, now we score, and, I mean, it's just, I'm so proud of the guys, man. We fought our tails off tonight for this one, and it feels so good. So
Appreciate you both. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank y'all.
Appreciate you.